No, actually, no.
Okay.
See, that's what the sands of Kahfir actually are. They're crystal.
And that's why we're seeing all those weird things.
The sun is watching everyone.
Yeah, that's
My head's just been in the desert too long.
And the embodiment of despair has entered the world.
That's true.
It sounds very healthy.
I mean, when you think about it, if they're really
That
the
last part is
embodiment of
actually
despair-
true.
If you think about it, the embodiment of despair was always there. Like,
He just didn't see her.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've always seen her, but that's a different story.
God. Okay, so I have a welcome back to D&D, I guess. Session 5.
Thank you.
I have a simple question to all of you. Are you ready to begin where you left off? Oh, so many weeks ago.
Yes, but
Yeah.
only if you tell us where we left off.
I will.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
you should do it. It's a goal.
That's
Okay.
my best.
So, to put it simply, all of you have been summoned into Kahfir, into these lands by own each individual calling, where eventually all of you were united under a simple job of investigating what happened with the original survey team, to figure out their whereabouts. And you were led there. You looked, you searched, and you got transported somewhere else, where you met an individual on the throne, calling himself the eldest, telling you the time is nigh and things must be done, and that you will do it for him. You wondered what you eventually figure out is some sort of plane, a demi-plane, as it were. They're trying to figure out where the two siblings of his are. One is in the material plane. The other, you found dead in their bedchambers, only to be reincarnated into something small and well, a lot more presentable. After delivering your progress to the eldest, and a bit of a discussion and realization that you have in your midst a literal embodiment of humanity's despair, you were let out, and Aaliyah had to take you there. Had to take you to Rhett. But she had other plans, as she summoned her own personal void dragon and kind of just asked you a few questions, where eventually she sent you all, including herself, very highly into the higher echelons of the sky, where gravity does not have much of a big of a pool, and she just kind of stayed there. She kind of just didn't come with you anywhere else. She kind of decided to chill there, leaving you and her void dragon, well, leaving her void dragon in your care. Although, where the void dragon will take you now, as you kind of descended back into the earth, you really have no clue. So, now this is the fun part. One of you one of you has to roll me a 1 million.
$1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
Agreed.
Who rolled last?
I
Does anyone?
No idea.
No, no
Do you-
idea.
Hold on. I'm pulling. Araxis, do you have the VOD of the last episode?
I do, but I'm not gonna look. However, I'm gonna say the most significant person in the party will have to roll this roll, and that's you,
What do you mean?
Alias. Roll.
The most significant. Yeah, that's the guy who's in the front of the
I
dragon.
mean,
That's
thanks.
The most
How many is-
significant guy.
1 million is 6 zeros.
That's correct.
That is in
Mhm.
fact correct.
Yay, math.
Almost 69,000.
Yeah.
It's at least above the
Now,
half a point.
Alias, for the fun of it, you designate who has to roll this number.
Well, since I rolled, I think it's only fair that Grim rolls next.
Yeah, Grim, roll the number that has been rolled previously.
So I need to roll a DC D1139. I need to roll that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now
take those.
you delegate someone to roll that roll, but not Kalius.
Nihilum, your turn.
Alrighty.
Come on, get above half.
What's this? Nope. Can I remember what roll? Yes.
Now you designate who is gonna roll this number.
I'm gonna go for my head. What?
Did I see that right?
That
yeah,
wasn't
You
the
didn't,
D.
you didn't
you
roll.
forgot.
Oh, for a second,
Where
I
is the? Where
was
is
got the
gonna
the?
D.
thought
Yeah, I was about to say, like, wait a minute, I forgot the 1D.
That would have been amazing.
On a second,
Mhm.
I need. Sure.
Okay, above half.
I think.
And
Yeah.
there is one more person left.
Best they could do the final
Come on,
cool roll.
Blester. Roll a perfect 65,277. You
Yeah,
got
Bless-
this.
Bless your heart.
Hey,
There's
at
a
that.
69 there at least.
look at that, and I
There's a
roll.
69.
I roll a 20. 20 says 10.
Perfectly balanced. As
Hold
That's
on.
how things should be.
Hold on. 8.
Damn.
A D3. A
This is
D2.
The coin
A
toss.
Just one.
D. A D2.
Nope.
And the
Next hour,
D1.
we're gonna see if the
It
dice
just
are
doesn't
one.
one. It's just
Man.
one after that.
Man, I can't believe we got a nat 1 on that check. SMA.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He's going through the loop. He's going to say, and a D1, and a D1, and a
No.
No, we're gonna roll
no,
one
no.
D1.
As
Oh, are you not going to show us the outcome of the D1?
oh no, I know what the outcome of D1 is. So funny thing about void dragons, especially those who are freed of their previous master to do whatever they wish, they can be a little bit of a feisty little rogues. As you essentially got flung by the will of despair and hoping that whatever her words meant to the void drake, to the void dragon, stay. You fly. And mind you, you flew very fast on it. You made hundreds upon thousands of miles in the mere minutes of travel. And now you've been traveling for significantly longer than that. The bitter cold sets in on the scales around where every one of you is holding firm. And eventually, eventually, you exit the purplish, bluish area surrounding the Void Dragon. Hmm. In front of you, or below you, miles, is a desert. A massive, wide open desert. With emerald sand as far as I can see. Above you are two dots. One a bright blue, and another a bright red. You don't need to roll anything, knowing that you're not home anymore. You're not where you should be. You're somewhere else.
We're used to that by now.
Eh. Um, as the dragon kind of just begins to fly down and descend, into the green desert. Is there anything you want to do? Anything quest, ask, dictate? As clearly
Do we
something is.
know where we are? Or would I know where I am? We are.
You have no clue where you are. You know not a single desert that is green.
Could we like sense changes in direction when we were was there any sense of direction while we were traveling?
The only sensation that you had to your senses is that you were moving forward. But you were moving forward for quite a long time. More than several minutes, maybe close to an hour.
It feel like it.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
I just have to know in this new place. Is someone watching?
Roll me D100 and a perception check with triple advantage.
Alright, triple advantage. And where did I just put? There you are.
You look around and you look that instead of one dot of this yellowish star, there are now two dots. Yet you do not have that sensation that you're being watched. Unless you take to the people who are looking around. Nobody's watching you, Mahet. Finally.
At last.
Finally, I can relax.
The- goodness. He just starts, yeah, and he just starts scribbling through his bag then.
Anything you wish to say, do, or just gonna let the dragon descend?
Well, the dragon knows where we have to go, so I'm gonna have to trust the dragon from the incarnate of despair, who may or not be evil.
May or may squints.
That's how far I want you go. I mean,
despair is despair. I'm not gonna go too far into it, but
Sabotage?
it may just be
Never.
despair. Oh yeah, she's just abandoning us on a different planet. So the entire world loses hope. Anyways, at least it has a breathable atmosphere.
Good. Good. Yes. A second. Needs to-
Kalis, who's probably sitting near the front of the dragon, will kind of glance at Blester, who he's started to kind of defer to in terms of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where we are? Is this...
I can't says that I do. If we're still on our world, it's definitely not a place I've been to yet.
Well, as you're getting descendant into just basically the greenery of the sand, you all impact the ground as the void dragon goes through the sand and kind of leaves you off on the surface. You impacted hard, but you do not suffer anything. You do not feel pain or anything. However, it's not sand. I would say Bluster, Mahet, Nihilum, and Grimcloak, even Kalias. This is not sand. This is fine emerald powder. This is actual gem. This is not sand. This is gem. Pure gem. There is no addition, like there is no discoloration. There is no different gems or any lesser material.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Normally gems of this value are important for spell casting, big
I
ritual spells,
know.
etc. like that. I have to ask, is this the dust used? Powerless.
You have really no clue.
Kalis kind
I
of
mean,
picks up a handful and lets it fall. I think if
I do know.
this desert existed anywhere on our home, it would have been gone. Or at the very least, quite a popular location.
Very much agreed.
Is the dragon? So, do we see the dragon anywhere, or is it just gone?
He impacted the ground and seemingly just went into it, leaving all of you just flat on the surface.
I hope we're still on the material plane. And it's such a shame. I was just liking that dragon. Ah, well. You can hear a bit of sarcasm coming from his voice.
I mean, it's not every day you get to ride one.
Kalis kind of stretches. If it's been an hour just sitting on the back of the dragon, it would have been quite a cramped experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting that entire time. So he's kind of stretching out.
Okay. Nihilum,
Yeah.
Mahet, Grimcloak, and Blester. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Anyone but Kalis.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm fine.
I hope I'm fine.
What was that calculation?
Yeah, no. And we get back off to it by using the lucky feat. And the cycle continues.
I did something odd. I just rolled a d20. You can add a d2 to that. Just a 2 to that, I mean. So 20.
Bluster,
Mm-hmm.
slowly but surely looking at the emerald dust. You start to look at it, and you feel your mouth water. You're in the back of your mind. There is a sensation, a craving, just a taste, just a.
Oh boy.
I would like you to roll me another wisdom saving throw. As all of you are fine, but you look at Bluster seemingly staring at the ground, seemingly salivating, and you see his hand kind of almost detachingly tries to kind of go downwards on its own, not moving with the rest of the body, seemingly trying to touch the dust. Anything you want to do? Just looking at Bluster.
Kalis will kind of walk over to stand beside him, just nudging him, seeing if he's alright.
Bluster, despite you trying, you feel your right hand twitch deep into the pile of dust and scoop out a handful. And
Oh boy.
and you see the hand just kind of approaching towards your mouth, your jaws unhinge, kind of painfully.
Am I aware that I am doing this against my will?
You don't know. The dust.
Can I throw a rock at him?
Please do.
I mean, sure.
Roll attack.
Yeah, roll attack.
Sure. Yeah, there's just a rock in the crossbow, and it just. 1 second. Yep.
Yeah, exactly that. Oh yeah, no, that definitely hits.
You just,
Roll damage.
yeah, it's a rock. So what do you want?
A D4. A D4.
I threw
Alright.
a rock at him.
4 damage. Honk.
Wisdom saving throw.
Me?
Yep.
Look me something. No, lucky. Gosh, I want to not eat the sand.
But the sand looks so tasty.
Hold on.
It's
That's
so
my other
tasty.
ability allow me to do.
If Bluster continues to try to eat the sand, Kalis is just going to grab his hand and push it down away from his face.
One more. One more because now we've used our lucky feats. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. You guys gotta get me out of here.
The delicious,
Ah,
the delicious sand is tasty. You want to crave it. Alias. Blesser is not responding to your questions of why is he trying to eat the dust. And he doesn't seem to be very mindful that he got hit by a rock from a crossbow from a head. It just slightly shakes from a sudden impact, but his mouth his mouth is still open ajar, almost to the point that you think it's kind of dislocated. And you see his eyes intently eyeing the dust as the hand starts to lift up.
Kalis grabs the hand and gently pulls it down.
Another saving throw, Blister.
Good fucking God, man.
At least there was only one person who was having this problem.
Yeah.
17?
As your hand pulls down, all of a sudden, the actual sensation of pain in your jaw is apparent as you feel like somebody forcefully just kind of tore it apart. You feel the sensation of your head hurting. Drop the dust freely, looking at it and no longer having any sensation of appetite or hunger towards it.
Oh boy. Oh. Oh my God. Oh.
Are you awake now?
My heart is fucking hurting. Tries to massage the jaw, like.
As
happened to
as
you?
Blester is clearly now awake, Kalis stands up and starts to scan around. Is there a visible source of this effect?
Everybody can roll a perception check.
Well,
It's an
I was
understatement
going to
of a
perceive
plus.
anyway because there's some weird shit here. Need to know anything about this place. So. Nice.
So, is it gonna be my head, Kalius, and Grim Cloak? Looking around, the only real thing you see is the desert, the suns, and the sky.
Suns.
Suns. Yes. Two beams of light, one of blue and one of red.
What? Okay.
Yes.
I'll continue on because I was like, continue on. I got it written down.
Well,
I think yes.
there is no markings in the desert. There is nothing. By all intents and purposes, the Void Dragon just dumped you here and left.
I'm
Strange.
just gonna be using this time to use the right tool for the job and wait until I have alchemist tools in my hand.
I'm
That's
just
what I'll be
gonna
doing
say-
for the moment.
I'm just gonna call him. Strange.
Well, I think if it's all the same, we could just start walking in some direction. Everything's
Is there-
better than just staying here.
Kalis will kind of shade his eyes against the two stars in the sky and squint a little bit. Is there any sign of them setting? Like, are they rising? Are they setting?
By the way
Are the
it
shadows
looks,
moving a certain way?
the sun's seemingly not moving in tangent, but in different axes. And as time passes on, minute by minute, you can swear that they move. You really have no means of figuring out which direction which, but if you would still consider the compass way, one sun seems to be moving north, east, while the other sun seems to be moving more east, not even west.
The one is going east and the other.
Is going northeast or north.
They're moving in a kind of diagonal from each other.
Yes.
Alright.
Odd. And here I
I
fought
say
dragons.
we move east.
Sounds good to me.
We're gonna move east.
I am not fond of the idea of spending the night in such an eerie place.
So, as you move, yes, I would have a simple question for all of you. Who wants to roll a 1d1000?
Wait,
Okay, let's-
Can I insight why the dragon went in to the ground?
You have no clue.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna have my character say, odd. I thought dragons would like gemstones.
Like to a little too much.
Perhaps he was hungry.
1,000?
Yes, one.
Can I roll that? Or
Yeah,
One
let's
of
start
you.
with Neelam,
okay.
and then we'll go around.
We'll go up the list.
Nice. Give me a second. We changed the music. Keeping the track with the sun, you assume it would work like, well, Earth. That it would take you several hours at the very least to actually see dusk in the night. But you realize that the suns here move very quick. In the next 40 minutes or so, the two suns go into a shade. And after a few more minutes, they disappear off to the horizon, and you are in the darkness, complete and utter, for about a minute. Until you see the dust beneath your feet. In the midst of jade, the greenery, dots of pale white dust illuminate the desert. Hundreds, thousands, millions, maybe even billions or beyond shards of minuscule proportions now light up the desert you walk. Grimcloak.
Like living here. Okay.
You feel a burning sensation in your skull.
But, okay, that goes very, very annoying then.
1 second.
I'm
Before
getting
we
a
leave the
mind
emerald,
brain of this.
before we leave the emeralds and completely, can I take some of that in my pocket?
Yep, you can clearly see the jade in the sea of jade that is basically as dark as coal. You pick the illuminate pieces, and they do glow softly in your hand, and they feel gently warm as you. How much you want to pick?
Just a handful.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I would say.
That's my bird.
DM.
Yes.
Now that some time has passed and I have alchemist tools on my hands, I'm gonna do Tensu's floating disc, going along with the group, and
Mhm.
I'm just gonna do a substance analysis on these dust.
How long does the
Reduce.
substance allow? What are you trying to perceive with the substance? Do you want to know?
Purity, use for spells, base, stuff like that, along the lines of, and maybe anything I can determine about why it's here, if it's possible, etc. Like that. Just as much information as possible.
You can roll me. You have to pick 2 rolls. Nature, religion, intelligence.
Wouldn't it be an alchemy check if I'm using alchemist tools?
No, this is. It's religion, nature, investigation, intelligence, perception, or insight. Pick 2.
We'll let this roll go, then I'm gonna do something.
Alright, well, we'll do insight and investigation.
We're cooking.
Okay.
Seems about right.
Yeah. Mm.
Investigation. And
What's the first roll?
alright, it's a 20 and a 19.
Yeah. What did you roll? Which stats?
Investigation and insight.
Insight. By all means, this is the purest shade you ever witnessed in your life, or I guess your recent memory. Although there is something eerily wrong about it. Something is wrong, as it is not fragments. It's not shards. It is dust, but not manufacture grounded up dust for means of but it means of usage, but more of aspect of decay.
Okay.
Your only thing with these rolls that are very low is this was something once, and you're basically touching dusts of a bone or something similar or equivalent to it. But by all means, this is like value wise, you don't know about the magical ways, but it looks like as good as any other emerald, finely grounded.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
So, I'm guessing Grimcloak still has that burning sensation in his skull.
Yes, it is. It is like somebody lit a match next to your temple, and it is slowly but surely spreading.
Yeah, Grimcloak's just gonna stop and hold his head. Oh, this migraine is getting worse.
Are you
Whatever
alright?
this place is, it does not seem to have beneficial effects for the psyche.
More like I'm burning up on one side of my head. Oh.
Can I make a medicine check?
Yeah, roll me a medicine check. Yeah. You look at him in this very awful lighting, and you look at his mask. Ah. I don't know.
If I give him
He's
a
wearing
lesser,
a mask.
if I give him a
Crab
lesser
cloak.
restoration, does that do anything to help?
Grimcloak, I think you're gonna die this instant. I am very sorry to inform you. It's been
Oh.
nice
Just
knowing
looked
you.
it up on Bing.
You have 5 till you die. 5 of what? 4, 3.
Are you sure? Yeah. I just got my flu shot.
Anyway,
No.
whatever the
I
case.
asked if I use lesser restoration, does that do anything? By the
Oh.
way.
When you use a lesser restoration, all the lights, the ground, the finely pale ones, seem to suddenly just almost like a sudden pull, and you're the center just gonna tug closer towards you. But despite that, the spell goes through, and Grimcloak, you still feel shit.
Alexis.
Yes.
Arcana check. Is that restoration magic sweats healing something else?
Give me an Arcana check with advantage.
$27.
Yes and no, as you realize his restorative magics may affect the surroundings, but your magics with the disc and whatnot did not. So maybe it is only for specific types of spells or even schools of magic that affects the surrounding area.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on the ground.
As you do that, same occurs but opposite, as all the small specks and fragments push away as if touched by an invisible force. And a good 25 feet away from you, the entire earth becomes dark, and there is an actual layer of these illuminated shards present.
A form of magical conduit, perhaps.
But
I desperately want to try something, but it would be so stupid.
Do it.
Oh. Grimcloak still has a headache and might do something stupid if he has the right information. Right now, he's just in pain.
But what does that mean exactly? What it's doing? You made any discoveries, Mahet?
Gotta see him knock over. He's been, a bit strangely quiet, since coming here. He kind of touches the ground. The effects play out as the DM describes.
I say you've just been tinkering with the dust a while. I figured you have something in mind.
Corpse. Nods.
You said corpse?
He taps on it.
Big
Maybe.
Corpse?
Did Mahat really say
Yeah.
corpse?
Yeah, he said corpse. It would be stares at Grimlock, talk to dead.
Oops.
If it's a
Oh.
corpse, fine. I guess we'll just have to wake it up.
Probably not best to do necromancy, if that's what
Okay.
you're entailing.
Kayla's kind of
Not
raises
well on
a
it.
hand.
It jumps on the.
Kayla's kind of
Tense it is.
raises a hand. The sister, Despair. We found her dead as well. Perhaps this is a similar.
Are you saying this might just all be one person?
It would not
That-
be outside the realm of possibility, considering what we've seen. The Void
wonder what
Dragon
would-
was sent to take us straight to this person. And where did
Hey,
it bring us?
DM?
But straight here.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is an investigation or insight check, but if this is the dead corpse of a god, why would it want us to eat it?
Possession.
Investigation. You want to make a check for it?
Yeah.
You can roll me religion or insight. Also, I'm just gonna put this image because
We
I'm doing religion check.
can we as
On
another side note, while
12.
Mahet's doing that, can we see any stars? Like distant stars. Not sun.
I would say yes, but ooh. How do I describe this properly? In the night sky in most of the world, there are hundreds upon thousands of stars in any given time in the night sky. We need to count and eventually get a ludicrous amounts of stars. In the night sky, which you thought is under some sort of darkness, you realize that you can only count 4 stars.
Are they pointing in a specific direction? by any
No.
chance?
They're scattered across the night sky. It is void with but 4 shimmering lights.
No moon or anything.
No.
Or actually, just tell me when Grimcloak's head gets worse.
Yes, I will notify you.
Kalis is going to turn to the rest of the party and say, I am about to attempt something stupid. Wait,
I would like to know what you're doing first before we do that.
Kalis kind of thinks a moment before saying, there will be a burst of energy around me. I am going to head to the top of that dune as I point towards a place around probably 1,000 feet away.
Yeah, you could say so.
And I am going to see what happens.
Hurry it up. Feels like something's gnawing at me.
Well, if you think it's gonna bring us forward, then I say go for it.
There is not much else I can do. As I'll walk over there. And After a couple of deep breaths, Kalis lets out a roar, and I would like to rage.
Ah,
Remind me again which subclass of barbarian you are? Zealot.
Wild magic.
A wild magic. Can you roll me a d1000? I think you do get wild magic when you rage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like I
boy.
said, it's something stupid.
you're pulling a vest,
Hold
but
on a
you're doing
second.
smart.
I'm gonna look for
It's
it.
got it going.
3038. Oh my god.
You resurrect the closest
You rage, shout, and because of your just intense stance, you just kind of puff up some smoke, or dust just kind of sprays around, and you're covered in emerald, but it's still coarse and rough as sand. The elevated fragments, the illuminated fragments, do not descend to the ground. Kind of opposite occurs as they start to leach towards you, and you start to see as the echo screams out that the ones that you assume are on the very surface level, these pieces of dust that illuminate the desert, they seem to just converge towards you. You sense a sensation of a beacon. You sense this, you sense a way of locating something in the desert, either from your own volition or the illuminated pieces that are now attaching to your knees and higher up your legs.
Despite the effects of the rage, Kalis's mind is calm and collected as he tries to press it out further, as he is specifically calling for Rex. The middle son, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Not the middle son, but try to call out. In your own perception check.
$17.
Looking over the countless dunes, the streaks of light coming towards you, and looking at your companion or any sign, you start to see something about a half a mile away. In one of the top layers of the dunes ahead of you, there's almost like a small avalanche of I guess emerald dust. I want to say sand, but emerald dust. And you see something large from the avalanche kind of getting loose and starting to kind of tumble down the dune until eventually it hits the bottom of the slope and kind of is stuck there. One thing that you know because the amount of light that illuminates the color, it is a thing of bronze, not emerald.
Bronze boy.
How far away is it from me? Is it getting closer
Half
still?
no, it kind of just stopped when it based something wrangled it out of the top of the dune. It went down the slope from the dune, and at the very lowest point, it just kind of got stuck and now is staying there. Doesn't seem to be budging.
Do we see this?
All right.
No, you do not.
And my last question, how did my wild magic affect the emerald dust?
You see that there is quite a bit of the light particles, the light dust, getting actually stuck to your clothing. And you basically realize that your boots, at the very least, the bottom soles are just
Caked with it?
yes. And it seems to be still continuing to crawl upwards.
With a sharp exhale, I will end the rage.
As soon as you do, like a nice layer of dust, whatever got stuck to you just lazily falls off to the ground and shatter into each individual shard that they were.
I dust myself off and motion for the rest of the group to follow me.
You find something interesting?
How much feet were you away again?
About 1,000 feet.
300 meters.
That's
What
quite a
do-
bit of ways away.
And I'm
Yeah.
gonna make my way over there.
Did he motion us to get over there?
I think so. I'm just gonna see what he's up to.
Okay, I guess we should stay together then. Gonna follow.
Mahed, are you coming?
You see just Mahet riding on his disc as he looks through his tools.
All right, Yoda. I guess he's coming.
What is a Yoda?
I didn't say it in the accent.
Where's the exit?
Neelam just heard that in the ether somewhere. What is a
What's
Yoda?
And, do I, in my pain-induced state, notice they're moving?
Yes, your pain is. It's like somebody pinched you with a hot iron. It's not like spreading, but it is uncomfortable.
I guess I'll follow.
Grim Club, is it getting worse?
As they get up close, I will
It's not
say,
gone.
I have discovered two things. One, I believe that the emerald dust is almost magnetic towards magic.
And why is it not
The larger source, the smaller source gets pulled to the larger one.
And why is it not sticking to the disc over there?
Kalis kind of shrugs. Two, I point towards the bronze object.
Oh, where did that come from?
I called it.
What is it?
I do not know.
You can see all at it. Really, what you see is like these white lights illuminating a shit ton of jade, but also that there amidst the jade there is something of bronze color.
big is it?
From the place that you from the. It's kind of hard to. You know what? Perception check, everybody. Yeah. Let's see. Perceive for me, if you will,
Huh?
because it's like a half a mile away.
Grimcloak has a headache.
Nat 20.
Okay. Yeah, bronze. There, Kalis, you just fucking lock in and you look, and you realize it's maybe some sort of box, sphere, small, like a head size, a bit bigger. Yeah. And yeah, it's about a half a mile away from you.
It is
All
going
right,
to
well-
be our best lead in this desert.
I agree. Let's go.
Grimcloak's still slowly following, noticing his eternal headache.
Lilo will
Honestly,
turn
with
to
that
Grimcloak
revelation, I don't think this is technically a desert anymore.
and just ask him. Do you think that headache might just be because of your mask?
It has sat upon your face for too long.
Further.
You
Why
know
do
it's
want
funny,
that
but
anyway?
she may have a point.
Yeah, she should ask him. Why do you wear that anyway?
You know what?
Hmm?
Praxis?
Huh?
Remember that thing we discussed about the mask?
Yeah.
You know, the thing I needed to write down 20 things?
Uh-huh.
Can we use that for this case?
If you have the list, you can.
I have the list.
Yeah, roll 20. Let's see.
But more like, you see Grimcloak just
Oh no.
holding up
Oh,
his hand
no.
and a bag appears and he holds it out in front of her. The reason is in here. I would like, instead, roll d20 to get the reason.
I should roll d20?
Yes.
You just pull out like a sculpted hand holding up the middle finger.
It's a brown,
Eleven.
brown paper bag. You don't want to know
You
what's
pull
in
out a piece of paper with some text on it. You open it, you read it, and it just says, "It's a lie."
it. Oh, the mask is a lie. Nice.
He just looks at the page and looks at him. Looks at the page. What am I supposed to do with this?
Wanted a reason, and I gave you a reason. Oh. The back moves away. Oh, God damn it.
Best,
Ah.
Jordan, best to let him be. He's apparently not doing so well.
I
He also
could
seems
see
more
that.
agitated normally.
We'll ask him later. Don't worry. Gives a wink.
All right. Okay.
All right, we're moving towards the bronze head in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Jade and Emerald magic magnet stand.
So, making your way towards the head takes a bit of time. Actually, surprisingly, as you're heading towards the thing, Grimcloak, your headache seems to subside. After like getting closer to like 500 feet, the headache, like each step you take, becomes less and less a thing, and eventually just gone, vanishes in like course of a minute.
You're gonna take a sigh of relief. Ah, whatever's happening, it's going away.
Oh,
Eventually,
that's good to hear.
all of you make it to the illuminated bronze thing. It is, in fact, a massive bronze sphere. Smooth as it looks, you also see signs of scorching. Immense scorching. The material is unmistakable, the coloration and how it looks. It is that of your employer? Origin? Of the newly discovered civilization. Not of typical bronze. And while it is the size of a head, about a square feet, or I guess cube, it is heavy. Would you try to pull it out, or would you try to dig around? Because it's kind of stuck.
I will attempt to pull it out.
Strength check.
Can I add athletics?
Sure.
You can add a d8 to that.
Oh,
29.
With a single
intrusive.
of rust, as you pull halfway through, you all hear a massive crackle. Something that makes your ears twitch in discomfort. The crackling continues into a moan. And all you can see as you turn the sphere around is shapes in front. Well, shapes, curvatures, spikes in front of an eye in the center. Help. I require help.
I think we found him.
Good morning. As I'll continue to pull him out.
I would try to dig around him to get like some of the sand dust away, make it easier.
I'll throw you a
Same.
shovel.
Trying not to eat the
Oh.
dust.
It
I'll throw you a
is.
shovel as well, and
It is. It's not a lot to dig around, although to lift it, Kalius, you pull it out. It is fucking heavy. It is heavy. It's you think it's about 150 pounds. Even though in an actual ore probably been like 30 if it was an actual bronze. Eventually, after buzzing and crackling with helps, the eye twitches in the center and starts staring at each and every one of you.
damn it, I'm being watched again.
What are you?
You were about to ask the same thing about to you.
That is a very long question. I Jinx. Pick poke, you owe me a cook.
Are
What's a Coke?
I don't know. I am Kalis. We are hired by the eldest son to bring Rex to speak with him.
Royal blood detected. A 40 security clearance. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You hear me. You hear me.
think we all do.
Yep.
You must have been here for a while.
Corey accepted last accessible date 37 millennia ago. It's painful to be alone. Who are you? Why are you here? Why are you on the dead world?
Kalis pauses and says, let me repeat myself. I am Kalis. We were sent by the eldest son to find Rex and to bring him to speak with him.
Corey accepted. He's not here. Why would he be here? We're so far away from home. Why are you here on the dead world?
That's a long story.
We are brought here by a dragon that belongs to the sister.
Insufficient data. That doesn't matter. Can you leave? Can you flee? You should not be here. Nobody should be here. This place is tainted, corrupted beyond belief.
I think I can sense that.
You will need to slow down and to start from the beginning.
Corey accepted. Observation log. Edit. Updated. The planet that you're on is deemed Q37. A dead world designated corrupted and inhospitable to life. Reason Queen of Dragons Tiamat.
The dragon led us to a that was. You can see him being more annoyed.
Tiamat.
Yes.
Is she here?
You're surrounded by its full extent of the power. All life extinguished. All that remains is dust. The eye twitches looking around.
Why are you still here?
Damaged over routine observation. Impacted one of the scales. Was flung out of orbit and crashed 37 millennia ago. I'm afraid I do not want to be here. Speak. Whisper. They yearn for vengeance and cry out for justice.
Do not blame them for being destroyed like this.
Certainly, if it was Tiamat who did it. It's a long time to be crying out for vengeance, though.
For capturing data. Data confirmed. This world was fruitful and bore many possibilities. As she flew through the planet with a simple impact and a simple defying roar, all life ceased.
That's literally how we just arrived. came on a dragon, and it flew into this planet, and then we landed here stuck.
I have a feeling that Despair did not want us to leave.
At least in all of this, they are still on the planet, look like someone, and are gonna do something. Hope will put some justice in the world as well. You can just see him losing his mind.
Kalis, there's some of those like glowing grains of sand around, right?
Yeah, plenty.
I'm going to pick up one, or if there's a lot of them, I'll pick up a small handful. Are these what's left of people?
One shard equal one soul trapped.
In this form, you have plenty of time to wait. Grim, odd
Yes.
question. What kind of magic do you specialize in?
Well, first off, I specialize in cold magic, ice. And what happens when a body turns cold? Well, it should be obvious. When a body turns cold, they're dead. And I also specialize in that.
You specialize in the dead. On a dead planet. Perhaps that is a ticket out.
Mm-hmm.
I turn back to the robot. What is your designation?
Observer. I used to be an observer. This world changed me. I fear they whispered into me. I am corrupted. Error. Corrupted. Droid found. Deliver it to the closest assembly unit. Please. Don't. You can hear.
I'm going to pull Observer completely out of the sand. Are they intact? As like all their limbs there?
Well, it's a sphere with a bunch of not
So it's
limbs.
not like a full humanoid body.
No,
it's
it is
just
just a head. And doesn't seem to be the attached or used to be attached to something greater. It is just one thing. It is a sphere.
Do not worry, Observer. We will find a way off of this planet.
I do have a way. Promise not to destroy me. I fear death.
I
Just
swear,
unplug-
if you have a
Jersey.
way off of this planet, we certainly owe you one.
Request orbital recall.
Can I roll insight on this guy?
Yeah, roll me an insight.
Neelis ponders the orb.
No!
Damn, I'm great at
No.
this.
Hey, go ahead and re-roll that.
Thank you.
Oraxis,
Huh?
I have an insight check for something completely separate.
Yeah.
Tyler, thank you.
Does he need a hug?
Roll an insight check.
Aw.
If so, I would like to give hug.
Roll me an
He
insight
seems
check.
like he's traumatized.
It's adorable.
I am furiously
I'll-
scribbling in my books.
Okay. Furiously scrubbing.
25.
Give me a second. Well, first of all, let me go from Nihilim's perspective. You see two things. One that is very autonomous robot that speaks in I guess precise, cold intention and calculated effort, and then you can see it change when the eye, which is dead in the center, starts to uncontrollably swirl as if to look around at the surroundings, looking at school, and you realize whatever that thing is, it is scared. And whatever the properties you possess and witness with Bluster having at the beginning, imagining that you have to be in this place covered in this stuff for 27,000 years could take a toll on you. Somewhat. Mahet, very much so.
I give hug. You know, I walk up like, you know, they're not paying attention too much. I just like walk up. Hug.
It is
Shared insanity.
It is cold. It is cold.
Well,
Nevertheless, the robot continues.
Question here.
Yes?
If it's cold, would it be a comfort to use burning hands?
You're
I
gonna...
doubt it. It is a robot, Mahet.
Yeah, you know, metal, I'm sure it'd be fine. No, I'm more
Probably
joking
just
than
go
anything else.
into the ground, considering what we've seen so far.
It takes a pause and then looks back at all of you again with a frightful gaze. Request recall. I'll take us home. Away from here. Here.
Before that, I would like to cast something.
Huh?
Just in case, before we give Ron a gaze.
Oh god.
I just need to see what's going on here.
I forgot what's the main thing of the gaze?
No, that's you're thinking of judgment.
Oh.
Is
Oh yeah.
because I'm trying to gaze at a certain person, a certain thing right now.
Remember to say the first time you used it inside of the thing, and you were basically drowning somewhat in the
Yeah.
sea. You look at the night sky as it turns a bit more jaded, and you look around and you basically see yourself at the bottom of an ocean. The planet is littered in it, and the sole reason why you're not in immense amounts of pain is because there is a sphere that goes quite a bit of distance that seems to be centered around the orb.
A sphere centered around an orb.
That is the one that Kalius has. Yes.
So let me get this straight. I'm in a jade ocean, and there is a sphere going around the obscure orb.
No. You are surrounded by an ocean because you're in a sphere that has been projected by your little new observer friend. You're at the bottom of the ocean, and the only reason why you're not being swept up by the tides is because of this creature. Does that make sense?
See. Yeah, that makes more sense. So basically, it's doing some sort of bubble that keeps us out of the ocean, which
Yes.
probably. Yeah. Okay. And I just needed to have the right wording so I can write it down. Okay. And then I'll look at the orb. Interesting. All right then. We can leave.
Anything interesting?
Let us say our new orb companion here. They are keeping whatever it is surrounding us in this dust away from us.
Well then, turns towards the orb. Is there an an estimated time to when we get picked up?
Request a recall.
How do we do that?
Request it.
Request recall.
I think we have to say some sort of command like this. We request a recall back home.
Ori accepted. Accessing security level clearance. There is a silence. Security clearance bypassed. Ori accepted. Maintain us a comfortable distance of 400 feet. As all of a sudden, the metal lights up. And Kalis, if you're still holding, it is starting to scorch.
I will set it down on the floating disc.
And
That's
well,
floating
here's the
disc.
thing: it starts to float as well as it starts to spin its own axis, and the things.
While it's doing that, I'm going to pick up a handful of glowing sand and put it into my pouch.
As you all observe the sphere spinning rapidly and more rapidly, the light becoming more and more hard to look at, to the point that it becomes basically a miniature sun, with the sound of the buzzing until a sudden flash of a light. And you all vanish. Who wants to play a game? Who wants to roll 10,000?
I think Blester is next on the rolling.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. hold
You
on.
just rotate, feeling blue.
Oh, I thought. Wait, weren't we going the other way around?
Will we?
Were we going from bottom to top, or top to bottom?
I mean, we started with Neelam.
Yes. Okay.
I'm glad we're going mine, but I was under the impression we were doing upwards.
We can also go alphabetically if we want to.
I say, Mahet, do you want to go next, or should I?
Yeah, go for it, Blester.
Let's let the music bot roll.
No.
I
Don't
think Hawk should roll.
trust. I don't trust him.
You don't trust the music bot? What
Come
is
on,
music
No.
bot?
D10,000.
Oh, I am in Dice Roller.
10,000, not 20, Hark. Shut up. Nah, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Come on.
Ooh,
That's a nice number, I'll be honest.
Roll me another
that's a really
10,000.
satisfying.
Roll me another
Another one.
10,000. What is that line supposed to mean?
1803.
Ooh. Ooh. Hold up a second. Oh.
Ooh. What have? Hey guys, I've returned Eric's to monkey.
I'm just saying, this is why.
Oh no, the archipelago.
What?
For some reason, Lester,
Something's gonna happen.
Yes,
No, 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 no. With a buzzing of a light, all of a sudden, clang, you impact the ground. Give me a second. The ball immediately, you can hear thud, fumble, as all of you hit for actually grass, not some shitty sand or anything worse. It's nice, calm, and present. Hold on a second. I need to find this one image. Did I put this image? Is it in here? No. Actually, yeah, fuck it. I'll use this image. Actually, no. I have a better image. Give me a second. Oh, um, uh, actually, everybody except for my head, you can roll a history check.
Oh.
Yeah.
wait,
Oh.
why would I have history here? You know what? I don't care.
Yes, because you may or may not
I'm
recognize
good
the
at
place.
this. I didn't know that.
18.
Woohoo.
That seems
Okay,
about
let's.
right.
Oh, you all are good people. Make sure I find this one particular thing real quickly. I am happy beyond belief. You have no fucking clue. I just need to find one. Is it here? It is here. Oh, this is an old map. Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
I think I know.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
No.
You look around and you realize you're kind of high up, at least a few hundred feet from the surface. One thing that you realize though is you're on the mountain. Uh, just a bit to the north. By the way, the sun is. You're also there's also another mountain, and in between those two mountains, there is a massive, bustling city underneath. You're looking to the east and to the west. You see massive walls of stone. Perfect, perfect little surrounded place with using all the natural fortifications. Let me check. Gregor, this looks familiar. There is a city in this world that actually has this feature, and you remember something about it, something being not in the actual empire but somewhere else, but you can't really recall its name. Nihilum.
Yes.
Stir. You actually do know where you are. Funnily enough. Give me a second. I just need to. I actually. Which? It's the image again. Oh. Damn it. Oh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, hold on a second.
There's like
The
it's one of two things I'm thinking of. Let's hope the former is correct.
um Nihilum, Blester. Long ago, there was a warlord by the name of Trugmar.
Yes.
He ventured out to the north after being displeased with the Empire and made his own kingdom in Karmuga, the Promised Lands. And the place that you're in is the infamous city of Trugmar, named after its ancient warlord that presumed dead, but mere years ago reappeared as still lives. And you both know that you're basically at the southern part of said city. And give me a second. Wait. Yeah, you are in Trugmar City, or I guess on the mountain. And you also see that your little orb companion that basically led you here dropped to the ground and begins to roll down the hill as you all hear his very faint yet very easily understandable of "Help! Help!"
I chase
Mage
after.
hand.
Yeah,
try to
no,
catch him.
yeah,
Mage hand.
definitely.
Mage hand. I'm trying to mage hand it.
Are you
He's
gonna
way
try
too
to
heavy
hold
for
it, or are you
mage
gonna
hand.
just try to stop it?
Mage hand to stop it and then pick it up with the mage hand.
How much? How
Slow it
much?
down with
afraid
the
it's
mage hound.
Yeah.
Heavier than a mage hand can hold. With that,
So it fails. Okay.
can I slide down the hill? Like, can I like grab out one? Can I? Oh yeah, no, I can. I can make a slide out of thin air. Well, not thin air, out of a rock. So
Grabs random
I
rock.
slide.
Rock and roll.
But yep, no, I'm just gonna grab a makeshift, basically sled like thing, and just slide down the hill with him. This seems like fun. He can't have all the fun. It's not fair.
What's more than 10 pounds? But it's that it's just a reaction, so it was gonna fail
Fair enough.
regardless.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Well,
What about
are you all gonna
playing?
chase after the? Are you all gonna chase after? You know.
Sure.
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, give
Yep.
me a second. As you all chase the orb down, with the help of the mage hand and the favorable terrain to basically stop it, kind of put it in place, the orb stops its rapid descent towards the city as a massive bronze rolling ball and kind of gets slightly trapped in the crevice, holding it in place. As despite not having any limbs or a mouth to breathe, you can hear a genuine sigh of relief.
Oh,
Is it a crevice or a crevasse?
Crevice. Crevice.
don't suppose you can fly on your own, can you?
I can't. I am damaged.
Ah, okay.
Has Blister already slid past us? Or not
Is
Blister,
he gonna just
Mahet.
slide off?
Or Mahet.
But
That's Mahet.
Mahet.
Yeah, is my head
Yeah,
gonna-
my head just keeps sliding. He got distracted, like at first you were sliding to catch him, but then he was just like he was no longer there to catch, and he realized sliding was fun, so he just keeps
He's-
sliding.
Yeah, he suddenly becomes King Boomy with the mail system.
Oh boy. Well, as
Well,
you
the
all
good-
as you all made
the
it,
good thing is,
yeah, as you all made it to check on the robot. All of a sudden, you hear a clap behind you, all of you. As those who curious about the source of a clap, you see a tall blonde human, cowered in a hood and quite shady looking clothing.
Oh, it's me, a blonde.
Oh,
Well,
no. It's California Grimcloak.
hello. Who might you be? Out of curiosity. And what is this curious trinket you brought upon our lands? Oh.
That is what we have been attempting to figure out.
As you look at the direction, all of a sudden he disappears. And then you hear a clinking sound from behind. As he now stands in front of you, 5 feet. Looking at the creature. A curious little trinket. Never did I see one before.
Oh, neither did we. We picked it up in space.
Ah.
I'll walk up to it and heft it up. Heft up, observer.
You're gonna pick it up.
You have asked us 2 questions, and I would like to know the answer to one from you.
Oh, and would that,
What makes you so interested in a group of travelers?
Oh, yes, I forgot. I would like to formally apologize and formally introduce myself. As he grabs the orb by one of its limbs with a hand simply and just grabs it from the ground, just kind of observes it like a hollow branch. My name is Zircon, and you're in my master's territory.
Oh, forgive us. We did not exactly have free will over the exact location of where we appeared.
Oh, no offense taken. Although, kind of eyes this object. He is holding it with one hand with ease and just kind of observing it, flinging dirt that was.
I thought I had already picked it up.
He would take it out of your hands then.
You blinked and he took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
What a curious little trinket. I might keep it for myself. And you, well, welcome to Trugmar City. You are welcome guests, I suppose. I do not cause any.
Did you see Mahet running back up the hill with the sled?
Kalis kind of frowns at him. You call us welcome, and yet you levy such a tax for an item that we are not willing to give.
But it is a foreign object. I must investigate it for the betterment of our nation.
We have your
Unfortunate-
Also foreign objects, and unfortunately, that foreign object belongs to us. We will be happy to bring this up with the ruling body.
Oh,
Even-
you
and
wish.
even-
You wish.
Nope.
You have not met
Ah, Zircon's eyes light up with joy. Oh, you wish to take it up with my master.
Nope.
Not necessarily, but we would be happy to allow you to investigate it as long as it stayed in our possession.
I think that can be arranged.
Yes, we do need it after you're done with it because it's helping us in our quest, which is fortunately we can't say anything about until it's done.
That's so.
You see Mahet sliding behind you guys again, falling down the hill again.
You see Zircon look in my head as it slides down. Ah, and that's an interesting individual. Free caring and free. Well, I'll be taking this then. You will find me eventually. Go ask for.
That was not exactly what I had believed we had just arranged.
He kind of
It
looks
says
at you with a. He looks at you, Kalis, with a smile. And I do not care. And then he just vanishes in front of all of you with your artifact. So
I'm like, Kalius, did you know who that was?
Not the faintest idea. Who was it?
That was, well, as he said, that was Zircon, literally second in command of the city. His master is the Trugmar of Legends. It is best if you let that one go. I'm sure he will get it back, but let him do it how he is. As you can see, I'm visibly shaken about that encounter that just happened.
You're plugged with a big sigh, saying, from one godlike entity to another, we went from the eldest son to Alea to a dead planet that was destroyed by Tiamat to Trugmar's home domain. We are
Much
not
as I like being in
have heard-
Trugmar,
I
yes.
have heard plenty of Trugmar, and he seems respectable. But this Zircon, forgive me for saying it, but on first interaction,
Yes.
he seems
Yes.
like an ass.
Yes. Yep.
It is interesting, though.
You know, the problem is he's probably heard you.
It is interesting, though, is it not? He found an orb and thought it interesting, and a couple of outsiders, essentially aliens, he chose not to bring up with his master.
Oh, he's quite inquisitive. He's just be thankful none of us attacked him, or else we would have no longer have.
everybody,
Been around
perception check.
I could tell by the way he lifted Observer. I can't match that kind of strength yet. Can I use my passive perception for that? It's 23.
No.
Okay.
Although. Give me a second. You all see, looking around, just kind of observing, you see griffins flying, kind of patrolling the city. Kind of impressive. Yes, everybody except for Kalius and Grimcloak. You just gotta look around, and then you see just a shadow, a bright, colorful silhouette above you, circling you, and then descending in front of you. Hold on a second.
Please let it be someone we know.
Oh,
As you
I
descend,
think it's somebody some of us know.
as it descends, you see a colorful creature that one would resemble a harpy, but also something else. Something human. Heyo.
Hello.
My head sliding by again.
Him just adjusting his mask.
Just don't give two
There's just this
shits.
very important conversation going on, and we just hear.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can only imagine my head like has like half of those slide downs are fucking horrible. He nearly breaks his back. Do it again.
Do it again.
Again,
Yeah,
again.
just to be clear here, look, if I see anyone else that looks like they're bored, I will offer up a sled so they can join me.
Nevertheless,
Hi.
new guests, I assume.
Yes. I'm sorry. Are you
Unwittingly,
the?
what
Are you
guests
the?
do that?
Yes. You seem to have already met the second in command here, so quite eventful.
I was sent here by him, actually. My name is Fate.
You can see Grimlock going. You just at this moment.
Oh no, you didn't.
You just had the joke.
Eric, you didn't.
Kalis will kind of sit up straight and nod respectfully to Fate. I am Kalis.
So, welcome to Trugmar City. Don't do anything stupid, because you will be dead very fucking quickly.
Mahat
And-
sliding down the hill in the background, nearly breaking his back.
Kind of points, kind of looks at my head, probably going down the side like the fourth time. Kind of like that, just don't do it in the city. If he breaks his neck, the city's not responsible to bringing him back to health.
That's all
Of
right.
course.
We have means to get that done.
Good, good. I am here to provide you with lodge or lodgings. Make sure that you are well maintained and well kept. And maybe ask a few questions, maybe a few dozen. I do recognize some of you.
You know of us.
Not of you, Katie figure. I know of her, pointed Nihilum.
Just kind of looks around. Hello.
Yes, yes. I read your late husband's work.
At that, she just stares a second. I'm glad to know it got around.
Yes, yes, but I also know who actually wrote it.
At that, she just kind of freezes. You. You.
Kalis kind of steps in front of the interaction, just like respectfully, but also just breaking eye contact for this very clearly
Awkward.
confrontational interaction, and says, I would be happy to answer your questions. You spoke of lodging.
Yes, I am here to provide you with lodgings, making sure that you are not lost in the city, and of course, if you're willing, to solve some problems that may or may not occur in the following days or weeks. Or however long you wish to stay here in our oh so humble
Well,
city.
Well, Zerkon seems to have had our thing that we need to get out of here for first, so I guess we kind of have to stay here.
Well, not on this mountain. You can go to the city and
Oh,
peruse.
Of course, stay within the city, but we do need that back when he's done with it.
Oh
so...
no. You can stay anywhere you want. But mind you, the more away from the city you are, the more Zircon will be upset.
Yes, I think, guys, we need a little time in the city.
A wise choice.
I would agree.
Oh, you see Mahet like now exhausted after going up the hill like 20 times throughout this conversation and running up and down.
I tire of you. I tire of you, little one. Have more fun. She extends her hand, and a prismatic flash of light occurs. And Mahet, your sled becomes wobbly and semi-floaty.
One way
What
is
the fuck is
semi-floating.
that? What the fuck?
You know who else is the honored one?
who else is the honored one? Imaginary technique. Purple. I'm sorry. The minute I heard prismatic flash, that was my first thought.
Damn it! I lost my train of thought.
I'm
Wait, okay.
sorry.
DM, does this make it
Okay,
harder
I
to
like
sled
that
or
one.
easier to sled?
It's a lot more faster, and you realize you basically have a magic sled that floats and flies.
Wait.
Yeah, it's a flying carpet now. I just
Yes.
take it and
Tensor's
I
floating
slide
disc
uphill
is now
now.
permanent.
I have the permanent tensor sled.
Actually, that's pretty.
Yeah, okay, now I
pretty
sled uphill now.
Yeah. Ooh.
Do you know how to find us if we Oh, I assume you're keeping tabs on him. Turns to fate.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when he's done, you can bring him to us then.
I think he's gonna.
Anyways, yeah. Oh, he'll go there all the livelong day as long as he's able to.
I know. And he will stay in this mountain for a very long time. Now, if you have any questions, I may answer you
I
about
have
my
a simple one.
kind
Is
of.
there a public place of knowledge, like a library?
Of
something?
course, this is a city. What do you wish to know, shady figure?
Grimclog will do.
Sad shady,
Mostly,
sad shady
what?
figure, Grimcloak. What would you want?
Just this match for a moment, and he will say, mostly of the arcane and magic.
Very well. There is a university you can peruse freely, as long as you get the permission of uh, the Council of Magic. You can go and have their arguments, maybe go finish a doctorate, and you will gain for permission of their libraries.
Hmm. I will see what I can find. And
I might go
speak
to that
with
at
me
some point
first.
too.
Well, I will provide you passage to the university's council, and you can make your plea. I will not budge in, or you will get granted any favors because you are guest, Zircon. And you can fight your pursuit of knowledge on your own merits. And what of you? Kind of looks at you, Kalius. What do you wish? What do you desire? Cold ale? Fresh meat?
That would be a start.
I know a place.
How about we get lodging done first, so that we have a place we can all meet back up to once we've come back.
You wish
So
you
we
wish the
can-
fancy? You wish the modest? Do you wish the authentic and poor? You wish something magical? Maybe a brothel?
Kalis will kind of look around the rest of the group. Modest lodgings.
Very well.
Yes, yeah, that works.
And kind of looks at you, Nihilum. And what do you desire, young lady?
What? Adrian's still kind of in thought. I. Uh. Yes. Just a place to stay for now. Thank you. That's all.
My, you're all so boring, but it's fine. It's fine. Your first time in the city for some. Hmm.
Perhaps when we are not here on business.
Oh, that Intensi would come here for pleasure. Eh? Very well. All of you will be provided lodgings, and Mahet will stay in the mountain where he desires stay. And then she claps her hands, and all of you vanish.
Question:
Mahet?
have I vanished?
No, Mahet, you are on the mountain. You're
Yep.
doing your
As
reading.
as soon as they're gone, I get off the sled and I look up and I must know. Is anyone watching?
You see this quite colorful harpy take flight, and they kind of stare at you, looking down at you, gives you a smile, a wave.
Um, I smile, I wave, and then I just start shuffling through my bag, start pulling out things.
Oh no.
There's as DM, now that I have some solid ground and some time to myself, I pull up my smithing equipment.
Sure.
I have a separate quest to do. While they're off doing their things, DM, remember that armor I was talking about a while back ago? If not, I can refresh your memory.
Oh yeah. Well, in my head, you can do your perusing as the harpy flies off.
Thank you.
All of you, actually, plop comfortably in. Give me a second. Um, Here you go. All of you comfortably plop after you vanished yet again onto a large sofa. Red, cushioned, very comfortable. And as soon as you do, Fade appears. Uh, Basically opening a door and just walks in. Welcome. This house is yours now for a bit. At least for 4 or 5 days, so keep your days counting. 7 rooms, kitchen, lavatory, a sofa. Kind of looks at it.
Thank you.
Now,
Hope to hear from you shortly.
now, simple question then. Sad, shady, small person, Grimcloak,
Oh god, I need more adjectives.
and you, little fella. Would you like to go to the academy and try to leverage your intellectual might against the council of mages and wizards and sorcerers and very proud and pompous jerks?
Gonna look at Grim Cloaks, like shrugs, like, I'm game.
Yes, I do.
Farewell, I will take you there shortly. Then looks at Kalius with clapped hands. And you want to go to a tavern. Probably drink, eat good food, and probably have a brawl or a game of dice or some other low-born game. Correct?
Kalis raises an eyebrow and nods slightly, looking at Nihilum. Would you like to get a drink with me?
Yes. Yes, I would like that. Thank you.
And I thought you wanted something else. Whatever the case. She then goes through her fetters and just kind of sets her hand in and just kind of pulls out a nice bustling pouch and kind of throws it towards you, Kalius.
I catch it.
40 gold pieces. More than enough.
Kalis nods his thanks.
Well, with that being said, the house is yours. Everybody will know in the surrounding area that it is yours. The key is not necessary, for nobody will try to step in unannounced unless they wish a death wish. And of course, I would also like to tell that this is a civilized city with a legendary dragon slayer as its head. Crimes against the city will be punished severely in the martial aspect of ways. Don't go thieving, pillaging, raping, burning, humiliating. He kind of thinks first. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, you two. Shall we head off again?
Grimcloak nods.
Would you like to
Certainly.
teleport again? Would you like to fly, or would you like to walk?
How about fly so we know exactly where this house is, so we can get back to it?
Very well, in that case, you do not need to use any spells, for I will provide the spells needed. For I do want to see the end of this little encounter that you might provide. As she, again, extends her hand with a prismatic glow, snaps her fingers, and Grimcloak and Mossleaf, you both start to levitate slowly off the ground. You're under effects of a fly spell.
Yay.
There you go.
Grimcloak almost naturally just floats away, like he's done this before.
Oh, we gotta have her lead us.
Oh yes. Well, I will
'Cause
lead
we
you.
don't know.
And for you, Kalius, she then kind of looks at her nails a bit and seemingly scratches something. And whatever she scratched off, she holds it in her hand. And then, almost instinctually, just chucks something at you. What you see in front of you, that something gets shucked, feels like a small little petal or a pebble, is an egg. It breaks on impact and shatters, and the egg contains a small little bird, no larger than an actual nail. It will guide you to the tavern.
Oh god.
Thank you.
She kind of looks at Nihilum, gives a smile. Would you like one as well, just in case you don't get lost?
If you would be so kind.
He
As you-
performs the same act as before. Few seconds, Nihilum, a egg impacts you, it breaks, and another bird manifests. Good. Well, good luck on your date, you two. Come! Small, tiny Grimcloak and Blister.
Gotta get him smaller now.
Every time an adjective is added to Grimcloak, the Grimcloak shifts to fit the adjective.
But it's going to be like the names we did for the archipelago.
It
The
is.
titles.
It's really going to be a wing on a flea on a fly on a frog on a bump on a log in a hole on the bottom of a tree.
Whatever the case may be, hey, that rhymed.
Yeah.
Fate walks out of the door and begins to fly, and of course gives a motion for both of you, Blister and Grimcloak, to follow.
We fly
Uh,
after.
Yep. Don't get into troubles.
Kalis kind of gives a no shit Sherlock face to Blister.
He ignores you. He knows he's stating the obvious, but still.
Once
Oh,
they've
yeah.
left, once they've left,
Mhm.
and are the birds like flying around or?
They kind of perched on your wrists or something that has a horizontal ledge on you. So it could be on like a latch, or it could be on your shoulder, or it could be on your wrists or hands or even fingers if you extend them.
I agree.
Thank you that you agreed, I guess. Oh.
Kalis will turn to Nihilum. Let's go get a drink.
That's the best idea I heard today.
And I presume we both walk out the door, heading towards the tavern.
Yeah, wherever the birds give you. Also, give me a second. I'll be back in a few seconds.
So not
just-
only are the ancient civilization spacefaring folk,
They also seem.
but
to
we're
be
now
enemies
in a
of planet.
crossover. Yeah.
They-
Yep.
Or it was just an observer.
Yeah.
They didn't. They said it was the planet was
It
destroyed
was
by
thrown.
Tiamat.
It
and
said it was thrown off course. The impression I got was that it was some kind of mounted surveillance system on a dragon. It mentioned being thrown off a scale.
Mhm.
And thrown to this barren planet. So I think they are spacefaring. However, I think that they didn't exactly spacefare to this planet that we went to.
Listen,
Also, I have a theory
To
about
the-
our
to
heartbeat
the
friend, our
well,
new
can't-
heartbeat friend.
you can always
don't know, but I
But I
ask.
want to wait until after.
You can always
I
ask.
have-
As a side note, Nihilum, how old is your character?
Well, late.
That's
20s.
neat to know.
Late 20s? Okay.
Why?
Just making sure, just seeing if Nihilum could pass as Kalis' daughter or younger sister would be closer.
Uh, how old is Cadus?
Let me
He's not at
let me
liberty
double
to
check. He's in his late 30s.
Okay.
Never ask a barbarian his age.
He is very muscular for his age.
Late 30s? Hell yeah.
But
That's
he's
for
also
sure.
not looking.
Okay. Alright, okay.
So, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be, Nihilum, Kalis, you gonna follow the burbs that are kind of just going through the city, and it takes you about 20 minutes of just following the birds. They're not really like they're kind of discreet, going from street to street, massive, large. Okay, several things about Trigmar City. Mostly streets of stone, a lot of fucking statues, and there is a lot of banners.
Are there statues of Zircon?
There are statues of fallen heroes and legends of Trugmar City that if you go start reading, you can, through the half an hour, you can see at least 100. They're not like placated one by one, but every single street has at least one. Some are more grandiose and big, some are more minimalistic. Either dedicated, those more minimalistic dedicated to troops of people or a squad or a segment of people.
So basically, this is their version of naming a street after somebody in honor of them.
Kinda, yes. And yeah, you can basically read plaques of almost of 50 people who throughout past 7 to 8 centuries did some heroic deed, or even did a deed and then died in battle and were remembered for their actions. A lot of them are young. So a lot of them are younger than you, Alias.
Well, that's not really saying something
I
for
know.
a human in their late 30s.
I know. But yeah, it takes you about half an hour, and you do come across, or I guess where the birds eventually lead you, is almost less of a actual building, more like a massive street block of buildings that were congealed into one. It has massive arches into entryway, and you can hear cheers, screams, loud music playing. And on each arches, it just simply refers to this place as the Opera District. But before you think opera, no, opera.
Oppenheimer.
With 2 A's at the end, not one. You can both roll me a history check. I like the fact that the person who has the background for just fucking knows, and the guy was like, I've basically been living in the
I've been living in the desert
Yeah.
for the past 18 years.
Yeah.
I know
I
the
have
stat.
no idea what the hell is going on.
Nihilum, where the in Trigmarian society, as one would call it, everything is militarized. There you go, that's the word. And every aspect of life has to have a martial addition to it. That includes bards as well, as the bards are the ones who go with the front of the troops and encourage their brothers and sisters and demoralize the enemy. Opera is one of the more recent bard skalds, as they are called up here, that has gotten some notoriety, claiming that the young tiefling's voice could kill a man, make a widow weep for her, not for her recent lost love, and that she could lull the entire city to sleep if she wished. And I guess the rumors, or I guess the boasts were true, seeing as the whole district is named after her. It's a district though, it's a house. It's a big street.
It's a big, big house.
Yeah.
They did not have taverns quite this opulent back home. As I kind of just stare up at the large conglomerate of buildings.
Uh-huh. You look for one of the arches and you see a massive fire pit, like 90 feet ahead. That's the arches, and you see just flesh being roasted on the fire.
This is truly something, even for my standards. Let's just get a drink.
Kalis nods agreement, and we are going to look for a bar area.
I really wish I had more masks, because I didn't. Honestly, I didn't know where you're gonna end up twice in a row. This is completely how things have changed with me not realizing that you might end up today.
I mean, of all the places we could end up.
Yeah.
cool. I like
To put it simply, imagine a massive street or almost a stadium-sized area where in the center there is just a massive permanent cafeteria area, but it's basically food being presented and given away seemingly freely. And the sides and the shades, you can see massive casks that are like 10, 12 feet tall with hundreds of mugs and hundreds of chairs and tables. People are drinking, and then on the other side you see like a barred, fenced off area where you see people half naked just fist fighting in the mud.
Fist fighting. Okay.
Yes.
In a fight. Okay.
Absolutely.
God, man.
Despite
Jesus.
what you think, there's also females in that pit as well. There is no care who's going in. If you have fists, you can come in.
Man, I
bet there's a
feel
guy
really
in
bad
there with
for
only
the
one
people
arm.
without any arms.
Ableism.
Yeah.
They really can't participate in unarmed combat.
And yeah,
Oh my Christ.
I get it.
So yeah, going to find a drink is pretty fucking easy, as there is like about 120 feet of just row of alcohol to choose, and there are like a dozen people who are working behind this loose counter that they see you approach and just whistle and go, "What do you want? Strong, weak, in between? How's your liver?
The strongest
Shit."
stuff. The strongest stuff you have. Make it double.
Okay.
The person
nods agreement.
The person who looks at you goes, "You really don't want to test that lady. Believe you me."
We have had a very long day. I'm going to set the bag of the bag of money that Fate handed me on the bar.
The person who's a dwarf pushes the coin back almost off the table. "Pish posh, if you really wanna do the strongest drink, I'll have you to sign something." And then
Kalis nods.
he looks for a bit. Pockets. He looks for his pockets and grabs a few pieces of parchment. And you can see that your statement, seemingly normal toned, is now attracting quite a crowd around you. A big crowd. As the dwarf pulls out 2 pieces of paper and an inkwell with a quill and tells you to say your name's here and here, and then your signature's here and here. You quickly read through what the fuck the paper is about. It is a document that will basically validate that you've chosen to drink the Lysian firewater, and all side effects that are mostly lethal is not the bartenders, the barkeeps, or the opera's district's fault. That you did this entirely on your own free will. Would you sign
Kalis.
this?
Kalis would simply sign his first name before holding out the pen or quill or whatever to Nihilum.
Kind of nods and
choice.
would do the same and say, "And if it kills me, I need it today." And would sign.
There is a loud whistle as the music stops in its tracks, and the whole district goes silent as a dwarf yells out, "Ladies and gentlemen, summon the bards! We got 2 contestants!"
Oh god.
Oh god.
So, a bard and a barbarian walk into a bar.
Yeah.
Bard. Variant. Bard.
Yeah, that's why it's so popular.
Bard-
The Barbarian.
Barbarian. Christ.
Okay. Let's see. So, a crowd about 100 or so people of halflings, tieflings, dwarves, humans, Goliaths, orcs and half orcs alike, gather around and making themselves as much apparent and making almost a circle around you, even though there's only 2 of you. As the dwarf presents you with 2 shots, empty glasses, and then you see the dwarf snap his fingers as his hand starts to combust and engulf in flame, as then he does a swift motion like a serpent with his fiery hand and pierces the air in front of him. And all of a sudden, there's a fiery vortex around his hand. It stays there, seemingly rummaging for something, and then he pulls out a very long, like 2 feet long bottle of this coal-like liquid. He positions it carefully, uncorks it, and there is smell of the sulfur in the air. A lot of it.
Good luck.
He carefully pours the 2 things that is this thick, viscous liquid, dark as coal, that leaves these reddish markings in the glass. It pours you 2 shots for each of you, 1, and then politely closes the little thing, and then the bottle just disappears in a red mist. The dwarf coughs up, and then he takes steps to his left, away from you, looking at you. Now, drink, and whatever happens, look forward. I wish you best of luck. May Trukumar protect you. And then he scoots away rapidly.
I will pick up my shot glass and turn to look at Nihilum.
I would
And
do the
honor you
same.
too.
1 for the money. Do you know the term, Nihilum?
The saying.
Not much of a drinker.
Aha.
Well,
Anyway.
you signed. And I'm going to down it as quick as I can.
I would do the same.
3 Constitution saving throws for both of you.
Then it came in like a wrecking ball. You've never been so drunk so fast. You use bardic inspiration for any of them?
You can't inspire herself, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
you might
I'd
be
say
too.
that's a pretty good range for me.
Seconds.
Okay.
I don't think you can use a bardic inspiration on saving throws.
You, Nihilum, you take your lips, pucker up to take the liquid, and as soon as it touches the inside of your mouth, your stomach gives out. As all of a sudden, whatever you had and was still in your stomach gets rapidly expelled. And as much as you want to be very delicate and modest about it, you just retch in front of... Are you looking at Kalius, actually?
I mean, he told us to look forward, so I assume I would look forward.
Okay, you basically vomit all over the counter, flashing the mugs that were decently clean. At least they're turned over, so no actually spilled in, and you can't feel anything in your lower jaw except burning pain as the flask, not the flask, but the shot glass is basically, well, covered with your own vomit, but also kind of just splashed on the table. And you hear a loud, "Oh!" a bunch of sighs from you, Nihilum. Kalius, you take the whole shot without problem. Until that is, you realize that the shot is like one long string of heated metal pouring down your throat. You hold, you wince, and it passes through as you feel your... You want to believe that your throat and your stomach is just shutting close as your stomach... Well, you can feel it contort in pain, and you want to throw up. Although you fully drink it in. Can you roll me a D100 and 2 Constitution saving throws, one with advantage and one with disadvantage?
Oh,
He's
I love that. I love that for me. All right, advantage
Yeah.
first.
Whew.
Okay, 21. Disadvantage. Okay.
Ah. Can you take... Let's see.
Nice.
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 Nice. You take it all down and you feel the pain and torment in your stomach ooze and buckle, and then you feel your entire skin steam. But after a moment, the pain extinguishes and you feel fine. However, as you look at Nihilum, she looks at you at terror. Nihilum, you look at Kalis after you puke up and feel slightly better, and you see Kalis just kind of looks very calmly as his mouth is on fire.
okay. Wait, you're burnt. You're on fire. Water, bartender, water.
Kalis blinks and looks at the bartender.
Don't fucking look at the wall! Points at the wall.
And I snap my eyes towards the wall.
Yeah. You hear a bubbling sensation, and when you breathe out through your nose, you can feel some heat come from your nose, and you see flames jutting out slightly. Like somebody lit a match under your face. And you hear like a audible, oh, like an audible rising voice in the crowd, or I guess voices in the
Does
crowd.
it feel like I'm about to hurl, or does it feel like something's just trying to push its way out of my stomach?
You feel nothing. You feel fine, although you feel pain, but it's not. It's more like you're in a sauna type of pain, not like you're burning alive pain. Even though you see your
Fire in my mouth.
Yes.
Kalis will, staring at the wall, will take a deep breath in. Kind of does it feel like cool air comes into my mouth at all? Like,
Roll me a D100 and a 4D20.
wow.
As you look at the wall and you take a breathe in, Nihilum, you see the fucking fire from like any quiver, like a slightly open gap, just ooze out and cover his face. And you see scalding marks on his skin. Not like fully burning, but like almost like just darkening.
Like a sunburn.
Yes,
A
kind
dark sunburn.
kinda.
Which is impressive for somebody who's been living in the desert.
What happens, Kalis, is you take a deep breath, you all of a sudden have an urge to breathe out. Slowly, patiently. And as you do, there is a jet of flame that is controlled and precise that hits the wall, almost like a slow gust of water, not gust of water, a flow of water just kind of hits it, impacts it, and starts to break and crack the wall piece by piece from the flame. As the breath
want to-
finishes,
I want to, as I'm breathing, I want to like puff it out, like make the line as small as I can. Like try to make it a real blowtorch into the wall.
Yeah. But with the breath exhausted, finally you feel a calm in your throat and in your nose, and you really don't feel drunk at all. And then you hear a cheer as few people pronounce, "And a fire demon was born!" And you hear
Now
a crowd.
I turn to the now I turn to the bartender, and I say, "Fireball whiskey and a water for her."
I don't want water. I'm fine.
I imagine like the what's give me a second. What's it elf from the food anime? That's what she looks like. Yeah, I'm fine, fucking covered in lava.
Are you talking about dining in dungeon or something like that?
Probably. Oh yeah, probably that.
Delicious in dungeon. Yeah, actually, that looks a lot like Nihilum, or how I think of her.
What do you mean I'm fine covered in her own puke? Yeah.
At the very least, you'll want to get cleaned up.
Oh?
I. Yeah.
Sigh of defeat.
You're right. God, I can't believe this. How could she? How could she know? How? Wh- Why? She kind of stares forward, kind of brushing the liquid off of her clothing.
I'll kind of like look to the bartender and be like, "Can you get some to clean her up? Like
Yeah, I got a towel.
a wet rag?"
Yeah.
I take it from the bartender and hand it to Nihilum.
Man, in the next following minute or so, Caleb, you're getting a lot of fucking like salutes, your hand being shook, and a bunch of like pats on the back with "well done."
Good game. Good game.
Does anything else feel different other than the fact that I'm
You
scorched to hell?
you do feel different, and I will tell you what do you feel different. I will tell you.
Congratulations, your creature type has changed from human to fiend.
You are now a dragon. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh good god.
You're definitely not tripping balls or anything. Don't worry.
Anime. Fucking. That scene. What the fuck was that?
Anyway, yeah. Anything else you want to say, Nihilum, or are you just gonna?
Well, kind of again cleaning yourself up. Just sometimes looking at Kalis, squinting a little, and then staring into the abyss again. Why would she? What else? No. No.
I would not worry about what other people think of you. As he takes a sip of his fireball whiskey.
Man, it feels nice. It feels smooth.
It's nice and cool.
Yeah, it feels like drinking water now. Honestly, it's just like, that's a nice flavored water you have here.
I love myself a nice cool cinnamon drink.
Yeah.
But Kalis will kind of lean back a little bit, trying to think of some good advice for Nihilum. I do not know what precisely it is she speaks of, but it is entirely up to you what your past means to you. I cannot tell you which way to run or what to do with it. It is solely your choice in how you view yourself and how you move forward.
What would you say? When the only thing keeping you together is pride, do you stay prideful or face what you've done? Except falling apart.
From what I know of you, pride is not the only thing that keeps you together. And letting pride fall away for something more immutable is not a dishonorable thing to do.
I just feel I can never speak of honor again. And you think it'd be better to just forget about all of it. Pretend nothing.
And nothing happened.
Forget I said anything. I don't know where my head is at. I'm time.
Kalis will kind of pat Nihilum on the shoulder. I believe I know more of your plight than perhaps you understand. I respect it. And I go back to drinking my whiskey.
She would just kind of mutter, "Please don't respect me. I don't deserve that."
Damn. Well, somewhere else in the city, flying through the city. Well, Lester, Grimcloak, Fate is basically leading you.
Guided by fate.
Yeah, about 40 feet off the ground, just kind of flying. You can fly, but you kind of just, And even though she is a harpy and her wings are functioning, she does something very uncharacteristic with her self, as she just kind of turns around, kind of looking back at both of you, while maintaining the same flight, even though her wings are no longer moving as it should. Well, while we wait, while I lead you, have any questions about the city, about stuff?
How about you? How did a harpy make it to this place?
Well, I didn't make it to this place. I was born here. My mother made it to this place. He was the first monster they accepted.
You would my character know who it is?
Roll me a history check.
Oh, no. I don't know how that happened.
Oh
21.
yeah, there is only one harpy that was actually recently made acknowledged in Trigmar City. That is free, the harpy. About a decade ago, made its way to Trugmar City by accident, and through its own escapades, managed to survive in a very in a city that doesn't really like monsters all that well.
Yeah. Oh. Very interesting. That is. Oh. Wow.
Yes.
Well, it's nice to meet you. Not much else, except for I heard there was some things that happened here not long ago, around the time your mother got here. You have any idea of what happened specifically?
Well, let's see. Trigmore was threatened a few times. Zircon had a face-off with his old master. Trugmar returned. The city council, that was a ruling government for about 6 centuries, dissolved overnight. Trugmar becoming de facto leader. Sigmar becoming its general. Zircon becoming the advisor. And of course, Ivan coming. She kind of thinks to herself, I don't think I should have said that. Odor became a diplomat. My mother became a spy. My other mother also became a spy.
I see. Very interesting. Look at Grimcloak.
Your Club just looks back. If you think I would ask questions about this place, you are mistaken considering everything we have been through. I don't have any specific questions that I believe you can answer.
Oh, little bitty tiny little grim cloak. There should be some questions you should ask. Or perhaps it's advice you seek. Clearly you're in search of something or someone.
I'm in search of many things.
Well, and I'm here to help you. As my duties entail, I should help you. So tell me, what do you seek? Do you seek, She kinda eyes you. Let's see, what would teeny tiny little itty bitty Grimcloak would be looking for? You're looking for arcane arts, so you're looking for magic. You're too little dark and shady to be looking there for meaningful, enlightening purposes. You're searching for power. That's what you're doing. Are you looking for religion? Are you looking for ascension? Are you... Oh, is this a vengeance plot? Tell me there's a vengeance plot.
There is
Please!
more justice than vengeance, but it does involve some vengeance.
I always read about types like you, lone, shady rogues in the side of the tavern, grumbling about vengeance and justice. Never seen one in my life, but now I see one.
For all things concerned, my true goal in all of this is to find a way to bind and control a demon.
My mother was so good at that. You have no idea.
Oh,
Yes.
now we have.
How do you think I was born?
At Snaps? You have demonic blood.
Well, one a mama tiefling and a mama harpy loves very, very much, and so forth and so forth.
Ah, a tiefling. No, I'm. How would I say this? The person I'm looking to controlled many demons, destroyed all that I know and love,
Hmm.
and thus I wish to exact revenge and justice.
She bites her lip looking at you, listening to you. Oh, is that so? You think of me as a lesser being? Something that
Oh
would...
no. Oh no. That would be a foolish assumption. I do not see other beings as lesser, simply their actions matter to me.
Very well, after your little escapades with the Mage Council, you and I will have a duel, a wits, in demonology. Whoever can tame the greater beast wins.
You see him adjusting his mask. I think I will use that by default because I have no knowledge of demonology yet.
Are you my apprentice? She clasps her hands in excitement. Almost childlike glare.
An
Yes.
apprentice is not the term I would use. Below that, I'm simply not even. I have barely become practicing.
You're
Even though I do what is
barely
common
about
around.
this. Oh, this is gonna be great. Wait. You're looking for the Council of Mages and Arcane Arts to look in the ways of taming a demon.
And other things. Our journey has been arduous, confusing, and very, very
Fun.
disorientating.
Ah.
Only in one day we changed realms, flew up into the atmosphere, flew to another planet that was dead, and then landed here.
I want to believe you, but I also don't believe you, because I could say that.
Yeah.
And how would you know that I'm telling the truth?
Who knows?
Very well.
I can vouch for that. That we just were there.
I could also grab something from the street and tell him that he vouches for me as well.
Are we supposed to be keeping this a secret?
I don't think we've ever discussed this going to be secret, but I doubt it. Considering where we are, considering where Grimclog's like, we've been to God, to God, to God, we might as well just be honest and not get ourselves killed. So Grimclog is more like being honest, like, if I try to hide this, I might die.
We were. Tell me where we've been. All that stuff. As long as we're skimp on the details.
Yeah, he
You
just
can
went
right ahead.
He just went fast. Yeah.
Well, anyway, as you're having this conversation, down the horizon you see a mass amount of buildings, tall buildings, elvish in origin actually, by the looks of it. Well, we're getting close. Have you prepared your speeches and have you prepared your spell books and what have you?
Oh, of course.
Good. I must warn you, you can die in this. So I wish you best of luck.
Excuse me. You
Yes.
said, are we not just talking
Well,
and asking
yeah.
for permission?
Yes, but you gotta prove yourself, and this is Trumor City. What do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna be politely let in. Because you said funny words.
I see. It,
You see
it,
Grimclog
it
not saying
slowly dawns on Lester what we're signing up for.
Of course, if you wish to be wusses, and then looks at Grimcloak, and we can practice demonology.
tempting. But at this point, stepping forward into Doom is also fascinating.
Aw. Well, if you survive, we can do demonology then. Anyway, he almost goes into the side of a building until something stops it, almost like hitting a force field. And then you feel all of your spells dissipate as you land softly to the ground. As you hear a very bitter shout of an old man kind of running at you, shouting curses. And with that, I think we can call it because it's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had an idea.
Okay, my head.
Write it down.
Okay, my head. What is your idea then? Let's.
Suddenly
These
there's an explosion
papers,
on the side
right?
of a
You know.
mountain.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Huh?
funny you say that, Buster. These papers, right?
Oh god.
Which papers?
I can't break them, can't tear
No.
them. The invincible.
Yeah.
There, nothing I can do to mold them. So then I realized something. Huh? If I can't do it, maybe someone here can.
No.
No. Oh no. Why?
So, the best way to get this accomplished is to turn it into a competition. Instead of using black powder for a traditional explosive, I'm just gonna do a bit of fireworks. DM, I'm gonna bring out one of the pieces of paper, the indestructible pieces of the paper.
Huh?
And set off a few of the fireworks.
Oh my god.
Put a table out. Whoever can break this gets 10 gold!
Oh, no.
That's so genius.
Are you
5 gold
so
interest!
stupid.
are you yelling? Are you going to
Set
the
it up.
Is it? Hold on.
Are you yelling this
I
from a
don't know who
mountain?
played Trugmar, but
Yeah.
is this legal?
Oh my.
In
Nobody
Trugmar?
played
I don't
him.
know.
He's
I don't
just
think
a
my head's
bear.
thinking about the legal ramifications of this.
Nah.
The
At this
character
point,
My
just
head
almost
totally
died.
would not, but I'm
You
now
know
worried
what?
about
But then we're gonna call it. Roll me a d20. I wanna see. Oh, please roll me a d20. Roll me a 20. I dare you. I double dare you.
15.
If Trugmar
damn,
had
alright.
shown up,
Damn.
that would have been
would have
hilarious.
showed up on a 20.
I'll explain it, DM. That as more people come up
Uh-huh.
and vouch for gold, I'll raise the pot as they give gold to get entry into it.
Uh-huh.
And if someone could break it, I'll give them most of the pot.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can play that out next session if you would like.
Yes. Because it's been 3 hours and you did a lot. You've been on another planet.
God.
Been to another planet, been back, entered a drinking competition, started a paper tearing competition.
Mm-hmm.
Lots
And
of
yeah,
sweating.
however they want to try to break it.
Met
Lots of
a
sweating,
very-
got on the bad side of the local government.
Like, literally met one of the more powerful beings on
And
this
called him a
planet,
bitch to his face.
and then met
The
the daughter
only-
of an PC player.
I
The
think,
only person I think could break this paper is Trugmar, and if he doesn't show up, then I don't think anyone's going to break it.
I think
Rog
I
might
love
stand a
this episode.
chance if he's in the area.
Rog just coming in to visit his old buddy, sees this like pot of 50,000 gold.
Ready? Let's get this going. Either that or
I've
Brit.
been, I don't know why, but my Rog voice kind of sounds like Mr. Krabs. I've been
Yeah.
I've been running low on
does.
gold recently. I think this would be a good place to start.
So, anything you want to say before I'm shutting this recording with no survivors?
Dig.
I
10
regret nothing.
gold! 10
Dig,
gold! Anyway.
dig.
Dig.
We actually did digging this session.